As someone who is not super into beat 'em ups, I found Marvel Cosmic Invasion to be a very fun and challenging experience. The world and characters look great, and some of the backgrounds artistically are really exceptionally amazing. I also found the gameplay to be smooth and rewarding, and by the end of this video I will absolutely recommend this game to anyone, even those who aren't into beat 'em ups. There are 17 characters, Cyclops and Thing being the most recent added in the new DLC. Characters may have a block that can parry or an evade. Personally, I found the block most fun as when learning boss streams, you can end up pulling satisfying parries, and it leads to a lot more damage and being able to take down the boss way faster. This game has an assist system similar to MK1, however, actually being able to switch to the secondary character. The main team that I played with was Ghost Rider and either Iron Man or Cyclops. Ghost Rider, for me, I just loved his design. I thought his character, just look and everything about him was really cool. I liked his voice lines, and he had a very strong basic 4-string combo, and it basically hit like a third of the screen. It was super strong. His ult is also sick, in which he rides a bike across the screen doing crazy damage to basically everyone, which is great for crowd control. I personally wasn't the best at Iron Man when I first started playing, and I think it may be because his main combo string didn't go very far, unlike Ghost Rider's. Its range was very limited, but for me, I still enjoyed him a lot, and I really loved his ult. Cyclops, I played a little bit more than Iron Man, and he has an evade, and that evade can hit, which is crazy because I think he's one of the only, if not the only character whose evade can hit and launch into a combo. And you can string it with his slide, which also launches, so you can just constantly launch an enemy in the air. His ult is also absolutely one of my favorites. Artistically, it's really cool looking, and I love how he just sort of unleashes this beam all across the screen, and it's beautifully animated too.
Why are they chasing Beetle? They want the name of Taylor?
Combos in this game are also pretty important, which I find very cool. Keeping dead enemies in the air can offer more to your focus bar, which allows you to ult and use your special, and a slight bit of more health. In terms of the feel of the game, it feels smooth and responsive, and all in all, it feels very good to just simply play. One critique I would have of the game, though, is that some of the bosses I found sort of irritating and less fun and more kind of just hit and run more so. I think one example would be the pterodactyl boss fight, in which he kind of just runs the whole time, and sometimes it can be annoying just chasing him, and it can make the boss fight feel like it kind of drags. Other than that, though, I think most of the bosses in this game are pretty cool, and you'll come across some pretty notable bosses such as Thanos and Hela. Another thing that I think is really beautiful about this game, and I sort of hinted at it in the intro, is sort of the artistic direction. I think a lot of the maps look pretty fantastic. One especially is Asgard. Asgard, I forgot what it actually is called, but the road you fight on in the beginning sequence just looks good, and it's almost like eye candy. It makes you want to play more. The colors in this game are very bright and vibrant, which I loved, and which added to the world and made every sort of map feel even better than it already was. There's a lot of attention to detail, and one of my favorite maps artistically was the Symbiote Planet. I found that map to be incredibly cool looking. I love the dark contrasted by the red. I sort of just love the world. One of my favorite backdrops is one with Galactus in the back of it. It just sort of feels like there's a lot of stakes, and also Galactus looks great in this game, and the color palette they use for this particular level really fits him. The game is pretty short. I'd say it took me about 5 hours to beat the campaign. However, I think the real Marvel Cosmic Invasion experience lies within the arcade section of the game, in which you can actually make the game much harder, and I think that is really where the challenging part of the game lies. Up the difficulty, up the health, up the enemy count, and it is a hard game that you sort of have to really master in order to get past. As of right now, I've only gotten to really the 4th level on 2-player enemy counts with the difficulty set to hard, so the game's pretty hard. In terms of story, I don't have a clue, I'm gonna be honest. I skipped most of the cutscenes just because I wanted to fight things. In conclusion, great game, feels good. I love the combo system. I love how the combo is a very important part of the gameplay loop. It helps you keep your health, it helps you build your focus bar. I really love it, and I think it's a great center to have the game around. Characters are all fun and are all somewhat unique. I love the world, I love the colors, and I love the artistic direction. Even if you aren't a beat 'em up fan, I would still recommend this game. It's just fun to play, and I think if you get into it, you'll really get into it. I wasn't really into beat 'em ups before, but after playing this, I think I might start looking into it more. I absolutely recommend this game. It's pretty cheap on the Steam store too. I don't think it's very expensive, so yeah, I think it's a great game. Cheers.